All right. And welcome back to another episode of the She Would Know podcast.
Hello.
And as always, I am Spazzy Jazzy, and this is
Kim Sincere.
I'm Shells.
Al. Thank you for joining us on our brunch edition. We normally come to you guys in the evening, but time is of the essence, so we're here for the brunch edition.
Yes, as you know. So with our brunch edition, it will always have maybe some tacos, maybe some nachos, and then we'll always have our fancy cups filled with just orange juice. Nothing else.
Nothing
Yes.
I mean, if you want to believe it's just orange juice, all right. So today, if you've been following us on social media, you know today is all about social media, and we're going to get right into that. But before we get into social media, let's talk about what's going on in the media, period. Because this week, I was overwhelmed to the point I really had to turn stuff off. It was just too much. It was overload between Cardi B, between Jessie Smollett, between Wendy Williams and her breakdowns, between Love and Hip Hop coming on and those updates. It was just so much to deal with. So let's get into that for a second.
Well, you won't start with.
So let's talk about Jessie Smollett
I can
first.
talk about him.
All right, so you jump it off, Kim.
So he got off. You know, he had his charges for allegedly lying to the cops about getting beat up by two men. He said there were two white men, and it was a gay crime, a hate crime, right? Gay and black, I guess. Right? And come to find out that he was allegedly lying, and he had a trial. He had 16 charges against him, and he was going to be on the way for a long time. All of a sudden, charges just got dropped out of nowhere, no explanation, just got dropped.
Because he was guilty. You know, he paid somebody to get up out of that.
And you know
don't
what?
even work
I'm
like that.
happy he did that. I'm happy he did that.
But what makes it worse
is
is that the FBI is not happy about it, though.
Yeah, they mad. These white people are mad. But guess what? Y'all motherfuckers do it all the time. They do that shit all the time. Matter of fact, the fucking president of the United States, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah.
So
He
that's
getting
a prime
off.
example.
But y'all mad. And matter of fact, what's his name? Trump said some shit. He was like, "Oh, this is a disgrace to our nation."
Yeah.
What the fuck are you?
Right. Exactly.
What the fuck are you? Niggas, they shooting people, shooting unarmed black men and getting away with it. But this is whitewash?
Right.
Yeah. That's what you want to say? Please.
Yeah.
I'm happy he got off.
For me, it seems like he took a plea deal, which most people do, because I was watching Judge, I think her name is Maybelline. She had her own show. She made a great statement. She said this happens in the judicial system every single day because every case cannot be taken to trial. There's not enough time for it. So you give people plea deals. They take the deal and you let it go. Why are we even spending so much time on this? He got off. Okay, cool. OJ got off too. Come on. He got off. Let it go. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I'm glad he got off. I'm real glad because everybody talking crap about him. But everybody lied to the cops. Then chick that lied to the cops and say the baby daddy or some random man beat their ass so they can get Section 8. That's okay though, right?
Spicy.
Oh, that
That's
happens,
a whole
right?
nother
No, I
topic
know
for
that.
a whole nother
Right.
show.
That's a whole
A whole nother show. Okay, so now what about Cardi B?
Okay. So first and foremost, we have to make sure that women, we can't just, I don't know what they say, cap. I don't know what the young kids say. We can't make excuses for any type of that behavior. We understand that when you come from a certain environment or a certain place where how you have to make your money, I get it. I know the name of the game. I understand it. But you should not glorify it. But she also said that she doesn't glorify it. She never said anything in those videos like, oh, this is what's up. Make sure y'all go out and get it and do this. But she said, that was the way she had to live. Do I think she should have said anything? Of course not. But luckily, that was also before, I believe maybe she was seasoned. Maybe she got the right advice. Maybe because I believe the video was from 2017. And then just so happened that a man said that he became the first victim. He was the first victim for her and things like that.
But he recanted it right after.
But then he said he was a liar. It was a lie. So that's the problem. So now the He Too movement is flawed already. So it's not even because first they was trying to compare her to Bill Cosby, and then people was throwing it or making it seem like it was okay. But how are we even justifying anything that Bill or the famous, fancy, very loved R. Kelly has done? You can't drug people. Cardi or anybody. You can't drug people for your benefit. It's never going to look good no matter how you talk about them. Most of the people take that stuff to the grave. I just thought that maybe her PR person just wasn't.
Her PR person sucks.
No.
This is ridiculous.
Her person sucks.
It's too late.
Even to clean up. She's even talking. You see the videos when she's responding?
Right.
Why?
No good.
Right.
So my issue with Cardi B and this whole situation is, first of all, wrong is wrong. If you walk like a duck, quack like a duck, you a duck. You know what I'm saying? what bothers me about the situation is that people are justifying it, saying that that's how strippers get down, and it's to be expected because she's a stripper.
That's okay.
I should never expect for anybody to drug somebody. Like, how is that an expectation? Or how is that even like, oh, okay, yes, that, it's a part of the territory. No. And then what really pissed me off about Cardi B, and what pisses me off about Cardi B is, sis, stripping was not your only way. We all have multiple options to get to a bag and to make money. You chose to strip because you like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, she made it seem like, I mean, that was my way of survival. I had to do that. Like, no, you didn't. You could have went and got a real fucking job like the rest of us.
That just comes with
You
that
feel
game,
me?
right?
Like, don't make it seem like that was your only way out. That was your only outlet to get money for your family or whatever the case. And it's not like she started stripping like Amber Rose. So where Amber Rose was stripping at like 14. Because she had to take care of her family.
Whoa.
Yeah, her mom was on like drugs and she was the oldest, so she had to strip. It was like at 14, how much money am I really pulling in to help pay the rent? Cardi started stripping way later. I think she was like 18 or 19, right? Or something. So sis, you could have got a real job. Like, people work at McDonald's, people was working at Foot Locker, Summer Youth. Like, stop acting like you didn't have no other alternative but to go out there and shake your ass. And this is what happens when we allow now the ratchet things just have become so.
Trying to make minimum noise.
You know what I'm saying? The ratchet side has just become the norm. Like, how is being ratchet
it's just glorified
the norm?
like a motherfucker.
And
part of
this
it
is
too
what
is
happens
like
when being ratchet goes wrong.
The Bronx is like Florida.
Right. That's the thing. It's
I'm
the
not
Bronx.
going there
And I
on
think
purpose. Oh, yeah. But that's how I feel about the Bronx. That's how true it is, because it's more so like Jasmine said, a lot of stuff is glorified. Like, when you go to certain places and you try to speak logic to certain people, there's no way possible that they're going to sit there and be like, yo, you right, I could do that, you right. Like, that's what's up. Like, I should have learned. No, because everybody on their block doing the same shit. So it's just
So
a
it's a
slippery
blind
slope.
leading the blind.
It's a blind leading the blind, and then you got us looking at it like, you fucking serious, though? You mean there's nothing else you could have done?
Right.
Just slap you. There's tons of things you could do.
Right.
Like, come on, y'all gotta stop making it
That's
seem
my
like
only issue with it. Like,
people of color, really, we only shake our ass, dance, sing and rap. Like, we don't do other things. That shit is corny.
Right.
Like, it's getting old too, and people are tired of it. People don't even like a lot of people don't even like Cardi B. I love her story. I don't dislike anybody. I don't dislike strangers. It's never been my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not influenced by strangers. No. But I love her story. I do appreciate that she's not broke no more. She can make it out. I appreciate all of that. Why not?
Yeah.
Like, come on. She was stripping and robbing people, so I'm happy she don't have to rob no more.
And then when you look at people like Jessica Dimes, who is a stripper, was a former stripper, she
changed her whole life.
Right. She really has leveled up. And I've never heard her glorify that part. If anything, she'd be like, yo, I stripped so that my kids don't have to. Or I did it to get to so-and-so, to where Cardi B's. To me, it's just a different level. Like, don't get me wrong, Jessica Dimes was ratchet at one point too. But at some point, there's a level up, and you kind of see it to where I feel like Cardi B doesn't care to level up. It's like, take me as I am. I'm this bitch. It is what it is. So, but yeah, that's my only issue is that, no, sis, you had other ways of getting your money and you chose not to. So did anybody catch the Love and Hip Hop nonsense?
Yeah, no.
Not necessarily catch it, but I could watch a few things on Facebook and put everything together.
Right,
so,
that's what I do.
That's the one with the
well, this one is
Stevie
with
marrying
Stevie
Faith?
J is married Faith Evans.
What?
People are pissed.
Yeah,
shit,
Stevie and
sorry.
Faith
Wait,
married.
what?
And that was Biggie's friend. He worked for Bad Boy, wrote a lot, produced a lot of the songs and stuff
Wait,
like that.
this is real?
Yeah, they're married. Right
They're married.
now.
They
Like,
got
live.
married?
Meet the Jordans.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think
are
they're
married.
supposedly fake expecting a baby.
Yeah, I saw that too. That supposedly they're expecting a baby. Mind you, Stevie has mad kids. They already had a show of them dating. The show didn't work out because he was still basically doing him. And Faith made it clear that she wasn't about that life. And then out of nowhere, they turned up married. To me, it's a publicity stunt. Because I feel like both of their careers were kind of drowning in the toilet.
Right.
We know Stevie J's storyline of, I'm a womanizer and I'm part of the creep squad and I'm a sleaze. And Faith Evans, I mean, yeah, sis can still hold a note, but she's not putting a torch to Fantasia.
I thought she was married.
Jennifer Hudson.
You thought this whole time she was married?
She's been married like 2 or 3 times. Like, sis has been married a few times.
Let me act like I know something. Oh, yeah.
So she, it was that whole big thing on the show. I'm actually tired of Love and Hip Hop. I really don't understand why it's still on. The storyline is beyond corny at this point. I'm over it. I'm over seeing black men treat our black women crazy. I'm over black women get on TV and make a fool of themselves, and they start out as friends, and then we turn out to be enemies or frenemies.
Right.
I'm over that whole storyline. Like, I think Mona Scott is disgusting.
I don't even know who the hell.
I agree. No, she's the one that
She's
makes
the
all the
person
reality
who
shows.
started Love and Hip Hop.
I don't
But
know.
I think she's disgusting. And it's funny because if you really get into her life and her storyline, you'll find out that a lot of these storylines are actually her real life.
So it's not
Husband
real
was a
then.
stay-at-home father. He was cheating on her left and right. Like, some real crazy shit was going on.
So it's not real.
I think it's scripted. Now, I know somebody who personally was on the first, like, pilot before it launched for Love and Hip Hop. And she didn't get picked up on the show because she wouldn't talk crazy about her baby father on the show. Like, they were trying to, because he's a celebrity. And she was like, I have a daughter who's old enough to watch the show, and I would never put her father out there like that.
Right.
So, yeah, she didn't make it onto the cast of Love and Hip Hop.
Shout out to your friend though, because
There's a few
Word.
people like that because if you remember, what's the other one with Shawnee and them? Remember
Basketball
how
Wives?
what's his name? Ron Artest's wife. She was only for a few episodes. She just wasn't with none of that. Like she wasn't going up there to make a statement or try to, become famous off of his
Right.
name. As crazy as we know Ron Artest is just from watching his basketball games.
Word.
But, she just didn't have to say nothing. She was like, nah, I'm good. And she took her money and left. She didn't care about none of that stuff. So everybody doesn't want to be, I guess, famous for the same reasons. Like, some people want to be famous for helping people. Some people want to
Right.
be famous for
Yeah.
nothing. Some people want to be famous behind the scenes only, like a name, no face. Some people want that versus some people need to be seen and get that sort of fame any way they sort of can. And I believe that Mona it's funny. She's the fame behind the scenes, but she will exploit people any
Oh,
way.
To no extent.
And of course, we all know
them
that
and their kids.
and
Oh,
the kids,
absolutely.
because she set up all of those scenes. They
Yeah.
set it up.
So from what I was told, and I don't know whether it's all the way true or not, but from what I was told, Mona Scott actually introduced Stevie and Jocelyn. Like, they didn't know each other before this whole Love and Hip Hop
oh wow.
fiasco started. I don't know, like I said, again, I don't know how true this is. I'm hearing this from a third party that was supposed to have been on the show. So it's like, from my understanding, and if you've done psychology or you've taken a class in psychology, you know that you can set certain personalities together and you can predict the outcome. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Mona Scott has coined that. Like, she knows how to pick and choose which personalities will mesh well, which will go at it with each other to make for good TV. I'm just over it. Like, bring back, like, not the Cosby Show, but what's the other? A Different World. Like, bring back some good stuff that we want to watch. Like, bring back people progressing, and like, bring back the educated Black person going to school and trying to, like, let me see some real shit. Let me see somebody in college that has a degree that's struggling. I want to
Right.
see a show about that.
Right.
Something I can relate to. You got a degree and you're not
People don't
using
like
it.
that,
I think so many people just feed into that
People feed into
negative
the drama.
energy.
The
They
negative.
love
course.
it.
That's
That's just like, look at Mary J. Blige. Her best albums are the ones full of heartache. The ones
Yeah.
where she's happy and
Anita
love,
Baker too.
married.
I was
Anita
saying Anita
Baker
Baker,
too.
Tony
Anita
Braxton.
Baker too.
Yeah.
Keep going.
They can't
There's
make
a lot of
albums.
them.
A lot of
We
them.
love the heartache.
Adele too.
So with that
Oh,
being
poor
said
Adele.
about with that being said about
girl.
social media, I'm not needed. With that being said about the media, we can actually get into the topic
Okay.
about social media because I feel like social media opens the door for anybody to talk to anybody. Like, the lamest of the lames can jump into the most popping person.
Your strangers are the
DM.
most annoying on social
Like-
media. Strangers are the most, like, y'all so annoying and so entitled. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, strangers annoy me. Like, what's wrong with you? I'm not even talking to you.
Some people
I be
just
like,
be
what is-
really angry, like they personalize.
Yo.
You could post something and then
It's all about them. Like, I
Oh, you
woke up and
talk
said, yo,
about me.
let me post this thing about you, the stranger.
So what
Like,
kills me on social media is when you post pictures and people be like, no invite. Bruh. So let me tell you what happened to me last Saturday. So last Saturday I went to like this house party in Brooklyn. It was a 2000s theme, right? So of course I posted, pictures and people was like, damn, no invite. Okay, the person whose birthday it was is a transsexual. So that's who the party was filled with. So the guys who was like, no invite, and I was like, this is not your scene.
right.
Like, you can't want to get invited everywhere because certain things just ain't for you. And I was like, I know if I invited you, you would have been uncomfortable because you're not open-minded enough to be like, sis
Right.
walked in with a baby fat bathing suit on and a full-length fur coat. Like, that was her
Yes.
outfit for the night. And sis rocked it. Like, she looked great. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna put nobody in a situation to make them uncomfortable. So everything can't be no invite. No, this wasn't your scene today. Like, let it go. Let that shit go.
Or like, if you don't invite someone and it's like, why didn't you invite me? Because you're never going to come anyway.
Those people annoy
how y'all
me.
feel. If I don't invite your ass because I don't have to.
Right.
I don't care. I'm not explaining myself to no grown ass person. Do you know how many places that people don't invite me to? And I wake up and I'm breathing.
Right.
So I tell people, like, come on. And then I also tell people that sometimes take a step back. Why did I not get invited? Is it personal? Is it not personal? Do I belong there? Can I fit in? Am I socially capable of being in this place with this person? Everybody can't go with you everywhere.
I had a friend from his childhood. Yeah, I'm talking about you now. Damn. She said I didn't invite her to my kid's my daughter's birthday parties. Mind you, she never came anywhere. So I extended invites. Nobody gives. I'm like, well, you don't come anymore, so I'm not going to invite you anymore. Then she said I was throwing subs at her on Facebook. Kimberly is the last person to throw a sub at anybody. You know,
I tell people I don't play none of those games.
I don't do subs.
But see, people want you to be in that group though, because people do that. That's Facebook. If you look at our timelines, maybe us four don't, right? We know we straight shooters. We can shoot the shit and talk about whatever. Yeah. But look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at how much shit people be talking.
But wait, so let me say this. It's 2019. And bitch, if you think I'm throwing a sub, catch it.
Fact.
It's that
Text me, bitch. What's wrong?
It's just that simple. If you think I'm throwing a sub at you and we're real life friends, because that's the only way you could feel away. If we're not real life friends, you shouldn't even feel. If you don't have my number and you can't contact me, we're not real friends.
But that was my friend.
A lot of people have my number.
No, I'm not saying that. But my thing is, and you also have to know your friends. Like, yo, I've been accused so many times of throwing subs. Now, if I post something about how I feel and you took it away, that's on you, honey. And I'm not explaining myself to you. I'm grown at this point. You feel the way
I don't
just
sub
feel
too.
it.
Like, I'm so direct. When have you ever heard me sub somebody?
Not you.
I will never. I will tell you straight to your face exactly how it is.
Yeah,
and
I don't sub nobody.
With no lube, no chaser.
Exactly.
That's the thing. I've always been that
nothing.
friend. Most people, like, my friends are not even asking me questions that they don't really want the real answer to. They would rather just lie to me. And I'm okay with that too, because I don't know how to lie to you back.
I'm not gonna lie.
Please.
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know how to lie.
You might not like how it sounds.
You're not going to like it most of the time.
It is what it is.
So don't ask me.
What about dating and social media?
Ooh. What about
that's a serious one. So with dating and social media, like, does your significant other follow you on social media?
Okay, so my ex, yeah, we gonna do it anyway. But anyway, his crazy whore ass, yeah, he never posted me. And I was like, I felt the way about that. I honestly did. And come to find out, he was preserving his hoes. That's why he didn't post me. And that's not
preserving
always the
the
case.
hoes.
That's not always the case. That's not always the case, because a lot of men, they could post you and still be cheating. I've seen that happen too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the case. And some people just don't post you because they're private. But him, he specifically didn't post me because he was preserving his hoes. He was telling the hoes he was single. And I saw the inboxes because, I'm like FBI.
So we're going to get into that too, about friends that are FBI, because I love them. What about you, Pac?
I think the pendulum could swing either way. I think it could work out for some people, and I think for others, it's not going to work out. Okay. If you post, you don't, you don't. I think too many people personalize too many things, and I think sometimes it's like there's not a set boundary, Because sometimes you can post your girl, you can post your man, all these other things, and then someone can see that and still be like, I'm gonna still try.
They still gonna try.
I think that really gives people a reason to try.
People really,
because people love being able to hold something over somebody's head. Like, oh, you thought your man was this, or you thought your chick was that, and it's like that's not the case at all. So, or there's always somebody like I can pull up in your inbox and be like, oh, girl, woman to woman. Oh, let me really tell you what's going on.
Don't come to me, woman to woman.
Unless you can fight.
Don't come to me.
Oh, that's the other thing. Don't come to me, woman to woman, unless you got receipts. Because then when me and my man see you, we're going to jump you. Because now you was trying to stir up some shit. Right. Don't even have no receipts.
Don't even come to me. Just skip me. Because I'm not leaving him. So skip over. Because my thing is, I'm just a different type of broad. Like, me and my man, we're different. We come from a different world. First of all, before I even met him, I was a habitual cheater. You understand? I had daddy issues. I just got over my daddy issues. I had abandonment issues, so I wouldn't necessarily want you to leave. I didn't care if you leave. I would leave you before you even thought about leaving. Mm-hmm. So when I tell people like him being where we at, I like him so much, and I'm just not in that space. Like damn, like what happened that our friendship, our closeness, our bond crumbled so much that you wanted to have sex with somebody else, that you wanted such an emotional connection? Because the type of man that I date, we know that sex is it's a big deal for me. Yeah. It's a spiritual thing. Like I keep my vagina in my pocket because taking on all those demons from you, like, oh, your sweat getting into my pores and all that. Ew. Like, first of all, no, get off me. And then what if the sex is terrible? There's a lot of reasons why I'm not just out here fucking. Like, people have terrible sex. I hear it. Girls be saying they be fucking and don't be coming. What? Why?
That's for the birds. That shit is for the birds.
Why? So if he cheats on me,
we're not even doing that.
No.
Forget me even doing something wrong, not saying it's my fault. Of course it's not my fault. But what happened? What happened between us two as individuals that we lost whatever it was? Whatever it was. Who knows? It could have been the spark that made us want to hump every time we walk through the door. That one time we don't, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
That one time we don't hump changed the game. He don't want to hump no more that week.
Right.
Now he think we mad. Now we ain't hump for 7 months.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
because of one conversation that didn't happen.
Right.
Now, what about if you follow your mate on social media and then you see them putting up emojis, like heart emojis under somebody else's page? Because I'm the type of person. So, okay. I wasn't a snooper, right? I was not a snooper.
She said past tense.
Yeah, I wasn't. I wasn't a snooper. And my last,
she is now.
I am.
Okay.
I am, and that's because my last relationship, it taught me to be a snooper, and it was like, yo, I should have went and looked at all of his posts. I should have went and like really did the FBI situation. You know what I'm saying?
Smacking in my ears.
You chewing.
So,
she can't hear.
There are a lot of people who have that situation. It's like, okay, so now or somebody's putting heart emojis under your man's page. Like somebody actually said that. She was like, oh, I knew y'all was a little too friendly because of comments I would make under the person's page. And it would be something mad simple. Like, he only eats lettuce on his salad. She was like, she knows too much about you.
Whoa.
And it was like, sis, you're just crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like, is that an issue for you guys when you like, because I go through the comments. Like if my man posts something, I'm going through the comments. Because I know the underlying bullshit in the comment.
Yeah.
So honestly, recently, people I date, I don't add them on any social media. I see them like in another group, a group we're all part of, but I don't say nothing. Like I won't try to be cool. I kind of got crazy yesterday though. Like I saw something, I just went clicked out.
Right.
Like I'm an on and off switch. Like I could be real cool and then out of nowhere click out.
No, we know.
Okay, they know.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Y'all that know me know.
Let me tell
too.
you how you know when people are crazy like that. When their eyebrows go up and down as they talk. You have to be very mindful of that. Try not to date women that have bangs because you want to look at the eyebrows. You want to see that up and down movement. I'm just saying.
How am I gonna wing a toothpick right now? So
You need
put
to.
in my teeth.
I got some in my bag. It's too much.
But yeah, so all right. So with social media and putting the heart emojis and things like that, like I said, I became a snooper. But we all have that one friend as girlfriends. You always have that one friend that's like the FBI.
Oh,
agent.
I got you right now. I got someone.
You got that one friend that you could call and. All you got to do is give her 3 names, and she will have a whole storyline for you by the end of the day.
That's me. Give me a
phone.
You gotta give me a phone number. Phone number. I'll get their mama's name, their sister's name, their father's name, their address, their last 3 addresses. I'll get everything. Don't play with me.
Damn.
Everybody know that.
That's my cousin.
My best friend threatens
I just
to
don't
me
have the time.
sometimes. She be like, "Oh, I'm gonna tell Kimberly."
Oh, I'm gonna cheat on you back happily.
get scared.
That's just what happens. I just cheat
I'm
on
not a
you
cheater.
back
I wish I
peacefully.
could be sometimes.
Okay, so
I'm not.
for me with social media and
And I
cheating,
leave you after that too.
I ain't gonna cheat.
this is my
stay
issue
either.
with the cheating and social media. I don't hide things. Like, I'm not covering my stories. I'm not deleting text messages. I'm not deleting pictures. I'm not doing any of that. So if I'm cheating, you're going to know.
I've never cheated before.
Like, I was actually in the shower one day and going over, things about the podcast, but I was going over them out loud.
Mm-hmm.
And the person busted in the bathroom and was like, who you talking to? And it was like, I'm in the shower. Nobody. Like, what?
Right.
What are you talking about? You're a weirdo.
But
And I was like, who would be in here in the house, though?
When people are insecure like that, it's usually because they doing dirt.
Of course. Well,
Because my ex, matter of fact, a lot. It was this big thing. I was fucking law, apparently. Yeah, never happened before. I never touched a man. But anyway, he put heart emojis, 2 hearts under my little pics.
so a heart emoji is a red flag.
heart.
Like, is a heart emoji enough of a reason for you to say, let me investigate what's going
I was
on?
fucking him because he put heart emojis under my picture.
Okay, so now I know a girl who was dating a guy. He's getting married, right? So he must have put something up about the marriage or the wedding date. And she said, congratulations, my love. And his fiance went ape shit. And I feel like she was right for that. Like, bitch, you tried it. Who's your love? My what? Who?
Well, some people use, some people say.
No, because you're disrespectful. Bitch, I'm getting married. Like she was being messy. Like I feel like we know when people were being
It depends
messy.
on how she talks, because some people talk like that.
We don't know her.
Nah, you're not calling my
talk
man
like
my
that.
love.
See, that's just different. That's just how you feel, but we don't know if that's how she speaks to everybody.
Some people speak like that to everybody. Some people always, oh, hi, honey, hi, baby.
Some people are just really fucking nice
lovely.
like that. Like, yeah.
hi, gorgeous. They said to everybody.
Some people are
That's just how
like
they
that.
talk.
Some people don't, put certain words just to certain sexes, a certain type of feeling. Some people just say it.
Yeah.
Like I call people I call men and women beloved.
Oh, that's different.
do.
See, I call people beloved.
But most
too.
people think that you're supposed to call women beloved. Most people
That's an
think that.
OG thing, like calling
That's a
men
straight.
beloved.
Actually, it's not even an OG thing. That goes deeper.
Yeah.
It go deeper than that. But OG, but Muslims.
well, that's
you know
how
what I'm saying?
I
I come from a different world, so that's what I'm saying. So beloved comes from my upbringing. Beloved is when I'm trying to say, "What's up, beloved?" That means I'm bestowing love upon
Right,
you.
it's
How
the
you
embra-
feeling?
it's like a feeling of
right,
embrace.
It's a feeling of embrace. Versus, I do have an aunt who say, "Honey, sugar, darling, honey, pop," all day. Every word.
That's
she's
different.
right.
See, if we used to fuck and you coming under my post talking about my love or my king, my queen, bitch, you tried it.
Okay,
she
well,
know
my
they
queen-
used to fuck though.
Yeah, this is his ex-girlfriend under his post, and now he's getting married.
Congratulations.
So it's like,
my
sis,
love.
don't do that. Like,
Right, everything is in
please-
context.
Right.
Everything
See,
is
now
based
you
off of
overstepping your boundaries.
consequence.
Why you couldn't just say congrats?
I mean, based off of circumstance more so.
or
But you're right.
if you're gonna do that, my love shit, like to me, the place to do it is not social media. You know what I'm saying? You don't come broadcasting because you always have people spectating because that's what social media is for. It's
Pure
for the shits and the
speculation.
giggles.
Yeah.
It's for speculation. You got people on here portraying a life they really don't live. You got some of us portraying our real lives, and people are just jealous of the real fucking life.
Right.
And then you have people who wish they had certain lives. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's a hell to the nah. That's a hell to the nah. Well, like for me, for people that don't post me and I'm dating them, it depends on your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I might tell on myself for a second, but if you're a drug dealer and you heavy in the game and we're dating, I really don't want to be on your page in case some shit go down.
No, you're right.
No case, no face.
I ain't been with you.
These are my younger years, of course.
Yeah.
But I knew people
I like
back
straight
then
and
who it
narrow.
was like they didn't have any social media because they were heavy in that game or they were
Right.
heavy in that life.
Or they
Or
were more intelligent.
Right.
That's the other thing.
Right.
Because we talk about social media and like even people that sell drugs or do scamming or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Too many people put themselves on the front street and you mad when the feds come in?
Yep.
What?
Exactly.
You just posting a brick.
That
on
was dumb.
But
Instagram.
I
Like,
don't
what?
want any woman listening to this to get confused with a nigga that's cheating and lying on you.
Yeah.
Lying to you by telling you he's not posting you for your safety. It's a difference if he's on the corner selling dime bags. Nobody's looking for him.
Nobody.
Let's be for real.
No, they don't want
Versus if
he doesn't even have customers anymore.
right,
Right.
because nobody buys dime bags.
No.
But versus if
On the corner,
if
either.
he's really deep into some shit and he's really not posting you. Now, if he posts all of his boys, he posts his movements with his boys. Sis, he's not posting you because he got a whole nother life that he's trying to preserve, as Kim said. So
preserve the hoes.
pay attention to that because some of us will get caught up like, oh, well, it kind of makes sense. He's not going to do it because, he loves me and we got this and that. No, sis, he's not posting you because he's living foul and he ain't trying to
Yeah.
get caught on Front Street. So there's a big difference and you just got to know the difference.
And then I also tell people, like, so when there's a difference when it comes to culture too. Like me being from Belize and Honduras, regardless, my boyfriend is Trinidadian. Every guy I've ever dated was not American. They're Americanized. Certain cultures and certain ways of life promotes cheating, promotes two families, promotes lying about it. We also have to deal with a lot of things that are glorified in our community. Is not to have a whole family in one place or to treat the women that they love good or to a lot of times men still have this issue where they have to pick their friends over their women. Like, these are grown men. I'm talking about some of my uncles. Like, what? Why are y'all even having this? How is this an issue for you to know that your friend has to go home at a certain time or whatever? I don't know.
That's a fact.
Like little things. But it's consistent. It goes from 18 years old to 52. And it's just like, damn, yo, is it just our community? Is it just of course not. But it's just like, because I'm a black woman, I'm only going to speak about my problems the most, But it's just like, it's just a big disconnect across the board everywhere. Age has a big thing to do with it. Gender, of course, has a big thing to do with it. But like I said, I tell people, hold themselves accountable. Our community and how we portray relationships and love and the healthy part, healthy love.
Right.
We do not glorify healthy love at all.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if they don't know to identify it. Some people just never seen it.
Right. Some people have never seen.
I've just never seen it.
My daughter's father, in my opinion, has never seen healthy love. So
define healthy love. Like, what do you
Like,
see
what is your
healthy love?
version,
What is
yeah.
the
for
version
me,
of
healthy love is a partnership. Healthy love is like if I went out to a restaurant and I know you've never
Tacos are
been there.
fire.
Right. Like if
Shout
I
out
went,
to
the
South
tacos are good. But to me, healthy love is like, if I go out to a restaurant and I know you've never been there and I know the food was slamming,
Yeah.
I'm going to save a portion of the food just so you could taste it when I get home.
Right.
Like to me, that's healthy love. Like you're thinking about me in so many different aspects. Healthy love is partnership. Healthy love is communication. Healthy love is compassion. Healthy love is, for a man, healthy love is being strong enough to be able to lead and put me in my place, but gentle enough to understand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's definitely subjective. But for me and for what I wanted in my relationship, he couldn't provide that for me. And it was very awkward to me. Very awkward. Like, and here we go again with social media. I had women, after we had been broken up for a while, I had women on social media like on some like, oh, I was dating your baby father. And I was like.
But I feel like when women do that, they're after the fact. It's like, why are you trying to be so wicked all the time?
But my thing was like, sis, I don't care.
Right. But
And mind you, I was in a whole other country with my new boyfriend.
Right.
So it was, and they messaged my new boyfriend. So it was like, sis,
Wait,
what kind of pot are you stirring here? Like, because none of us care.
Because that's the thing. You're talking about like misery
crazy.
loves company. Like, I moved on to a whole other relationship. You over here inbox me about something that happened 2 years ago. I don't care. But also shows you too, like how some women or, some people in general, because I think men are able to do that too. Like when they want to stir the pot to be like, okay, something good is happening. Let me just disrupt it. Like too many good things are happening. Then sometimes we just self-sabotage.
Absolutely.
Not for you per se, but like
No,
women
but-
that want to sabotage other things in other relationships.
Right, cause destruction. That's self-inflicted struggle. I call it all the time, and I don't
Absolutely.
partake. I have no parts in self-inflicted. I don't even like to be around people who make terrible decisions consistently.
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
That
so
means
you
something's
just stupid.
wrong with your
that's
cognitive
draining.
thinking.
That
It's
is
draining as
negative.
fuck.
That negative energy is draining.
Because you're going to have to help them.
You gotta
or
be
something gonna
giving
happen,
advice.
you know what I
and help.
mean?
I can't do
Giving
it.
advice all the time. First
I
of all,
can't do it. And then they don't
can't
they're not
do it.
listening to you. You're giving advice. They're not even listening.
They
to you.
not, because they
Coming with
just
the
want to
same
feel
shit.
coddled.
Yeah,
like what
exactly.
they did was
I'm not the one
okay.
for that.
So what about people?
I'll tell you one time, and then after that, I'm like, I'm about to record myself and keep playing it over to you because I'm not going to
Actually, I fell
repeat
asleep.
myself.
I tell people I'm tired.
I'll just press play for you. You want to hear the shit because I'm.
So what about people who post everything on social media? I mean, like
I don't post that
you
much.
post.
People be mad at me.
Your significant other
They
could
personalize
cash
too
app
much.
you
Yeah.
$10 for lunch, and you're gonna screenshot and be like, "Oh, my baby loves me. They they sent me $10 for lunch," or your boo buys you something
I feel
new.
like they
Now
need
you
validation.
making a whole video about what new they
Those
bought
people
you.
who need validation.
People who post everything
need
that they
validation.
have. They need
Yeah.
validation, and you have to remember a lot of people didn't get it. Like I was talking to my homeboy at work, cool cat. He was just telling me how he wasn't hugged when he was younger. Yo, every girl he date, he want to kind of be coddled, like he want to lay on them all the time. But I said, you a big boy, you tall as hell. Some bitches don't want you. Get your big ass off me. It ain't always about that. Get
Right.
your big ass off me, okay? Big ass boy.
Now it's funny because like my dad and my uncles, like their era, they don't like to be like my father be on some like don't post me on social media. And I don't think it has anything to do. My father's on some like he don't want nobody stealing his identity because he got A+ credit. You feel me?
You know what?
But
God,
so
Daddy.
it has nothing to do with like cheating or anything. But that's not their wave. Like social media was not their
they're
thing.
not part of the
Right.
millennial take.
They miss that. They don't care
Yeah.
nothing about
But I
technology.
just
They really don't.
It's also like what's gonna happen when we get older? Like, are you gonna still be 60 taking selfies? Like.
Yeah, they're gonna be the old niggas in the club.
Yeah.
Mad keys on their key ring.
And then that's the other thing that
We still
bothers
got
me
people
with
that do that
social
now.
media. There are so many moments that we don't live in the moment because we're trying to capture it.
That's what you know. What?
and that pisses
I'm gonna
me
tell you
off.
that right now. When I went to that travel club world venture shit, I don't
Oh,
care. I don't give a
girl.
fuck. Fuck yeah, I don't like it. Anyway, but I went to that. I was in that shit, and then they had these events, and they try to make it seem like they're having fun, but everybody got a camera. Nobody's actually enjoying themselves.
Nobody's
'cause
paying
they worried
attention.
about
Somebody
posting on to make it look like they enjoying themselves. If I'm enjoying myself, I don't have my phone out.
Right.
I don't got my camera out. I'm not
Right.
but screenshot recording that. No. So I'm like, y'all a bunch of fucking frauds. Just so y'all could post and make people look like, oh, we want to be
I
here.
tell people, like, you know how many
should
places
be
I
here.
go, how many things I see. People be like, they got to post everything, or you never been there. I never went.
I don't give a fuck.
Really, you know what I'm saying? I could go on a whole vacation. You know how many vacations I went on? I ain't
And didn't
that
post nothing,
shit.
right?
I'm not posting all of my business.
So
Right.
my
Right.
first vacation ever was in Cancun, and if anybody ever was to actually look at the pictures, the person I was with is in the pictures, but you will never know it's him because his back is turned or he has a fitted on. But there's never like a face-to-face, like, look, this is bae. You know what I'm saying? It's always like, who is this man?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't know. Or
I never did that.
Or like even, I mean, not to be funny, but like even when I turned up pregnant, it was kind of like, well, shit, who's the father? Because you don't never post nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until like the baby shower or the announcement of, okay, we're having a baby that I might have posted the person.
I'm going to go on a vacation this year. I ain't never been on one.
I went on my first one last year.
I've been on vacation. I'm going to go on one
last year.
this year. I don't know who, somebody, but I'm going on one.
It was nice.
It's just nice. It's sex on the beach and shit.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't even having sex. Shit. I'm going to find me somebody to fuck and go on vacation with.
So every time I schedule a vacation, I'm on my menstrual.
Oh shit!
It's happened.
That's
What
bullshit.
happened?
I had
I'd
it
be
when we
mad.
was in
You don't have
Bali.
an
That's
app?
funny.
But it doesn't stay the whole time.
Nah,
so like
it was
it'll be
ending
like
when
the
we was
first
there, yeah.
day,
What about
and
the
then
app though?
You use an app?
my body's
Nah, I
weird.
don't use no. And my
My
body.
I use an app, and if
My
I'm
body's
going on
retarded.
vacation, I'm getting a new ring,
And
I'm
then
gonna
I'm
leave
not
that
gonna
shit
be like, not to be funny, but when I fly in the air, something really happens to my body. Like I don't know
your
if it's
body
the different
trips out.
altitudes or whatever, but like yeah, my body just
Nah, definitely.
These tacos are mad good though.
Nah, it's not good,
I
yo.
can't eat the taco because I got food stuck in my tooth and they're annoying the hell out
It's
of me.
okay.
I got toothpicks in my bag. I can do something later.
So is there anything on social media that should be off limits?
What do you mean?
Whether it's your
yeah.
relationship, whether it's
No.
because this is
It's up
how
to
I
you.
feel.
What you want to put? You
I
want the
feel
world to
there
know your
are-
business?
The only
Go
thing
ahead.
that's off limits was private to me.
Yeah. What
Yes.
you deem as private.
So I agree with that. I feel like when people think things are private, you're supposed to keep shit to yourself. Like secrets can't be a secret if you told even one person, because then it's not a secret because you've let it out. And
Right.
people kill me with that whole I'm gonna tell your business. Well, bitch, if I told it to you, I don't mind it going out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. Because I got some deep secrets
depends.
that I've just
That
written
depends.
down.
I mean, I don't really have many secrets.
Nah,
But-
I think sometimes too. I think sometimes you just want to give a voice to something, but not necessarily like if I entrust Shells with something, right? I trust that she's not gonna bring it nowhere else. Because sometimes you just need a space to like let it go,
yeah, of course.
right? But I hear you. Like some things I'm definitely gonna take. It's going to the grave,
Yeah, I
bro.
don't like open books.
Yeah.
Yeah, some things are just going to the grave.
If I got a secret, it's because I'm protecting somebody else, not myself.
But I also feel like you have to know
that's
who
true,
you're
too.
you have to know who you're talking to as well. Like people kill me with the whole social media situation where it's like, I don't want nobody in my business and this and that. But you post your business and we're here for the shits and the giggles
all
and
the
to
people who
speculate.
post the shit and then they get mad when you comment.
Yeah, I never
the comments
understood.
off.
Turn the comments
the
off.
shit said,
I'm not
what do you
even
think? I was like,
interacting
well,
with that
Facebook
shit.
asked me what was on my mind, so I just spoke.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Social media and opinion versus fact. Because
nah, you not.
a lot of us do not understand or know how to decipher an opinion versus a fact.
Nah, they
A fact is something that does not change, that can be proven, and it stays the same. That's a fact.
right.
That
right?
they don't even listen to that. They don't.
That's
in,
a
in
fact.
their head, this is exactly what it is. It's a fact.
An opinion is an opinion. It can be changed. That's usually something that
It's
a lot
your
of us have from
viewpoint.
our own viewpoints, right? So it's not like a fact.
A fact is backed up by evidence. It's
Yes.
scientific
Right.
proof. It's like it's not. It's factual.
Right. And some of us got to understand the difference because we dead be arguing on social media with strangers. Talking about, I'm going to pull up. Bitch, how you pulling up? You don't even know this girl.
I don't argue with
She
none
can
of
have
that.
Babylon in her house. Just can have a whole tank in her
Put her
front yard.
whole-
Like,
As soon as
whole
somebody
home
argue with me,
address.
this is how I be. Like, I'm eating a taco. This is exactly how I be home. Because I don't really care about y'all damn strangers, bro.
This chick sent me her whole address in Georgia. And it was hard to look
In
it up.
Georgia.
Georgia, right?
I said, so you going?
She's mad annoying. Like, shut, see?
I said, so you really think
Throw a
somebody
whole
going
tomato
to
at that
get
bitch. Yo,
a plane
bitches is young.
to come to your house? But then when she talked about my
They're the
daughter,
most
that's when
annoying.
I was like, let me shut up anyway.
Well, you have to get to that point though, and sometimes you got to know how. Like, I really will write a whole paragraph and just back out, because then I'll read the other comments and be like, okay, my level of intelligence is a little bit more heightened
There goes.
than anybody else on this
click
post.
on
Just
So let me
understand.
keep it to myself.
What I do before, sometimes I'm about to argue with somebody and I click on the profile, look at the picture. I'm like, you know what? Never mind. Let me.
Looking at the
You-
picture
I think a
helps.
key to
Yeah.
it is to know when to pick your battles on social
Yes.
media. Like one of them is if you know by their commenting is like, this person is like a no-go. They're just gonna be always thinking the same shit all the time. There's nothing to go for. I'm not gonna even argue with you.
But some people argue to actually get the point across. Sometimes I'm just being an asshole.
Yeah,
I feel like an asshole.
I do that
Yeah.
too. I do that too.
I just be the asshole half the time. People think I'm arguing because I'm really like in heart. I'm just really being an asshole. I really don't give a fuck about your feelings, and I really don't even care about the topic. But I'm just being an asshole.
But
'cause I
it's
see
funny
you do.
because social media has also gotten us to a place where you can't change your. It makes it seem like you can't change your opinion. Like if I say something, people feel like you got to gung ho stick to that. Nah, I could dead be like, you know what? You kind of got a point. I see I see the point you're making. I understand my point, but I see your point too. And we can move. We can go along to get along. You know what I'm saying?
So many childish grown-ups in one place in my life. Yeah. And then I want people on social media to stop thinking that strangers are going to uplift you and hold your feelings or put them on a pedestal. Like, that's not what strangers are for. That's not what strangers are for at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you basically have to understand that social media is exactly what you want it to be. If you want to come on here to network. If you want to come on here to laugh. You want to come on here to be pro-black, be pro-black. If you want to be, well, Facebook just banned the white supremacists, but legitimately there's a lane for everybody. If you want to sell things, if you want to just look at hair tutorials or food tutorials, if your social media will cater to what you want, period. So when you start to project or put, in fact, the algorithms, you start to project or put things onto people, it's really gonna be not a benefit for you, because just like most people, you could just not follow them, block them,
right?
I unfollow people real quick.
You don't have to be nobody is forcing you to talk to anybody on social media. And then people be putting up posts like, oh, don't be blocking nobody. That's corny. You can't block. Do what the fuck? Yes, you can. People are toxic, yo. People post. If you post all negative things all day, I can't find a joke in that. I am an asshole. I need to laugh.
I can't stand the people that are constantly seeking sympathy and pity. Oh, yes. I don't want to see that shit. Unfollow.
I don't want to hear that you horny all the time either. I don't care about none of that shit. Like, it's a balance. Everything needs to be a balance.
Yes, absolutely.
I can't stand the people that always want to always negative about every goddamn thing every day. Oh, your life is so terrible.
You want to uproar all day?
All day. I'm struggling. My baby daddy did this. He didn't do
Since
that.
you was struggling
Nobody
yesterday.
want to hear that. You been struggling was 10 years ago.
Facts. Oh, damn, 10 years ago.
Okay, I'm not even gonna hold you. It be some posts where it's like, sis will complain about her baby father so much. I'd be like, do you want me to call him for you? Because I'm sick of this shit. Or you want to pull up, what's up? What's going on? Because I'm tired of this. Like, people that seek sympathy and empathy from social media, like people who post that they're in the hospital,
Yeah,
they post the hospital band
or the IVs,
and you be like,
nah.
So how sick are you really that you're taking selfies in the hospital?
My one friend posted, he was like, oh, people are dying. I might die tomorrow. I wanted to smack this shit, and I'm not even gonna say a name, but you know the fuck you are if you're watching this shit. You know you posted that shit. I ain't like that shit. I ain't commenting. I wanted to curse your ass out, but that shit was real corny. I might die tomorrow. I might not make it to the do yet. If you don't get your ass up off of Facebook, typing on the fucking phone, talking about you about to die tomorrow, and then the next day, oh, I made it. I survived.
Well, at least he was consistent. He followed.
He came back, right? Energy.
He did a
check-in.
A check-in. I'm alive, but people like that just really kill me. Or it's like, we don't need to know your every move. People be like, I'm about to turn the light on, selfie. I'm about to eat a taco, selfie. And don't get me wrong, social media can be used for a great platform, because that's what we're doing here, even with this podcast. Like, we're on social media, we engage with the people, we go live so that people can engage and they can talk to us and we can talk back. So use it for what it's meant for, whatever that means in your aspect. But the whole outcry and now you need this and you like that shit.
I don't know.
And then I just have to unfollow them.
Because people feed into their shit though. You see people commenting on that shit. That's why they keep doing it.
Or it's funny because like you could post some positive shit and be like, "Yo, I just re-enrolled to get my master's degree in school." You get 20 likes. You could be like, "Yo, I'm about to pull up on this bitch and beat her ass," and people be a million comments like, "What gangster? You a thug? You bout it?" Like, why does
I can honestly say my people on my followers not like that. Like when I graduated, I got a lot of love, so I appreciate that. But it depends on who you follow and who you have following you.
I tell people that all the time.
That's
it depends on who you circle.
Or like, no lie, I was in a group and these girls was going at it, and I'm not gonna lie, if I see it, I'm going through the comments because it'd be funny. I ain't even gonna hold you. Sometimes what other people be commenting, it's for shits and giggles. Sis Dead was like, "Bitch, you don't know me. I'll pull up in real life." I swear to y'all, 3 hours later, Sis went live at the train station in Brooklyn and was like, "Bitch, see, you thought I was playing. I really pull up." And it's like, sis, you got all the way on the train. Went all the way to Sis's house. Like on the train, you didn't even say to yourself, "Why am I here?" Like I would have forgot the whole beef on my way. Like I probably would have stopped and went shopping, got some food.
So many hours to get there. That's why I would have forgot.
Like you didn't even have. How do you pull up on somebody? Using the mass transit.
There was this one time, apparently, there was this chick in one of these big groups where she would literally pull up on people and fight all the time. Like she was
I know
known
you're
for
talking
that.
about.
Right. And then one day someone called her slipping and stabbed her. Someone stabbed. Yeah, you know that same girl. They stabbed her.
Yeah, I know
and
exactly.
it was like that was
what
her
you're talking
time
about.
coming. And it's just like you cannot present and like when we talk about communication, even in social media, you can communicate that you a thug and a gangster on social media. But if someone see you in the street and you're not about it and they're about it, keep your same energy.
Right.
Because that's when it becomes a dangerous game. Because some people are real thugs and you can't say certain things to people.
Right. Yeah. And if they know somebody that is, everybody got a crazy cousin, auntie, uncle, friend, or they aunt and uncle know somebody without crazy. Right. There's somebody without some type of protection around them. It may not be firsthand, but it's down that line.
Or they may not glorify it. Everybody is not, because you have the people be like, yo, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
I'm not saying that.
Everybody,
on
first of all, I'm not even telling nobody nothing about nothing about me.
I'm not gonna do it.
I'm not telling facts. I'm not telling nobody nothing about me. That's just
if
why
I'm
would I
come
let
to
you
your
know
house
anything
and
about
fuck you up? Why am I gonna put it on Facebook and have evidence?
I'm just
I'm
that corny shit.
I'm not gonna say shit.
I learned a long time
Keep on
ago.
talking.
The thug people, nobody tough does that shit. Period. It just never works like that.
It will not happen for me.
I don't know anybody who's a thug or who's tough who incriminates themselves. I don't know them. They don't want to be seen. They want to be a criminal and be successful at it.
Right. When I get pissed, I'm quiet. When I get mad and I'm thinking of some shit to do, some fucked up shit, I'm quiet. I'm quiet. Yeah. I'm real quiet.
As you should be.
But then it's also things about like where people have moved and within social media. Like, does it inhibit your ability to communicate to regular people outside of it then? Because some people spend so much energy in social media and communicating that when, like, say we're dating, right?
You can't hold a
conversation.
And I can't hold a
conversation when I see her.
Mm-hmm. That happens a lot too. Mm. And it's funny because, like, I love I don't know if you call them GIFs or the GIFs. I can have a whole conversation through those and be busting out laughing.
I like them way better than words at times.
Yo, I never forget.
They say more than words.
They do.
Like,
I had a chick pull up in my inbox being, woman to woman one point. And I had my whole part of the conversation. My whole part of the conversation was in gifts.
This is Shirley.
Like, she was dead, like, no, but I'm really trying to tell you, like, sis, he's doing you dirty. And, like, all of my responses with gifts, she was getting so tight. Like, she was like, oh, well, you're pretty, but you're stupid and pretty. And I was like, the gifts had her, when I say sis probably was throwing her phone. Because it was like the shit, like, laughing at my ass off gifts, or like the, oh my God, like, this was tight. This was tight.
People hate assholes though. They really get
I can be.
Yeah, I'm always an asshole. But I'm trying not to be.
But I also
I'm
feel
always
like
an asshole.
I also feel like
nice.
social
if you read my
media,
comments, please know I'm fucking joking. I don't care.
You're nice.
It's not that I don't care about y'all. I'm all about peace and love, but I don't give a fuck about. I haven't fought. I don't care. Yeah, no, I don't give a fuck. Yeah,
but social media,
cool.
I don't care about that shit. Yeah.
But social media can also be used to help people. You know what I'm saying? There are
Facts.
people who
I like it though.
Who can
I like
who
that
have gotten
part.
jobs. There are people who network.
Yes.
There are people who have
You can
seek
find
therapy and help.
those type of things now.
There are people who have connected with their family, long lost family members.
Yes.
Like, you have to use social media for whatever it is for your life. If it's something positive, then use it for that. If it's gonna be, like you said, shits and giggles, use it for that. If it's something negative, whatever it is. We really don't want the negativity though. We kind of just, be good to the people around you. But yeah, social media for me, it is whatever you make that shit. Like, but when it comes to like dating, I think that's when shit gets tricky.
It does, because then what is it? Then you identify what is considered cheating. What is cheating?
That's when you have to have this conversation with your partner.
You got to have the conversation with before, because I think society likes to put blanket standards on people.
But people don't communicate enough, even in relationships. If you have a relationship, what you think is cheating, I might not think it's cheating. If my man, if my man want to watch big booty hoes twerk on Facebook,
that's
I don't
normal.
give a shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, to me, that's not cheating.
To me, that's normal.
But some people don't. They have a problem with that. Oh, why you watching that girl on Facebook?
Right.
And I'm standing
or back to the heart, under the heart eyes.
Yeah.
Like me, luckily, I'm so happy he's not like that. Like, what if I love the picture? I can't put a heart eye. What if the picture's amazing? How am I supposed to comment on the picture? If I say, oh my God, you look beautiful in this picture, oh you look fine. Like, if the man is handsome, I'm gonna say, oh, you fine as shit.
But see,
my pussy not on the comment. You know what I'm saying?
But see, I think the problem is because we all know how much that door can be opened through social media. Like I said, the lamest of the lames can jump into anybody can jump into anybody's DM at this point in life. Like I could jump into T.I.'s DM today, right after
they
this
could
show.
jump in my main man. Oh, you want to, but it's up to your man to respond.
It's about what they do, though.
But
only
the
if you open
door,
those doors.
right? But the doors, like remember back when our parents, because social media wasn't booming then.
Regardless.
Yes, but back then it was you had to see this person face to face for that door to be open. Like it's not like it is now where bitches get flown out to get fucked. And you've never met this person in real life. You look good. He wants to fly you out. He got some money. So now you coming out. Remember back when our parents was coming up, that didn't happen. You had to see this person. Y'all had to be at some point in the same setting for you all to exchange information and then to be together. So now social media has really just opened the door to like.
So social media made it easier to cheat.
Yeah, it's easily
accessible.
Not even, I think it's you can find it faster.
Right.
Find it
because
easier.
if you think about like at
you
least
can
my
get caught faster too.
Right. Because if you think about like my
Back
grandmother
then,
had
they didn't get
14
cheating.
kids. My grandmother had 14 kids. You think how many my grandfather had, right?
People didn't
But
get
not
caught
all
like
them-
that back then.
Right. It was all from her husband, but her husband
you could have
had
a family
other
around the
families.
corner.
Yeah.
Right.
They
And don't
didn't
even
know.
know.
Exactly.
Back in the day. Everybody had a Jody.
Word.
Yeah,
Because I know a lot of Brooklyn families where like one baby mother live on this street, another baby mother live on another street, and the kids never knew each other like for
See,
years,
that's not a
and they
Brooklyn
ran into
thing.
each other in
Ain't
high
gonna
school.
happen
To me,
with the
that's
same
a West
last
Indian
name.
thing.
That's
West Indian people.
Yeah.
So y'all saying that, but that's West Indian people, though.
Caribbean.
Period. My grandfather, I think, married my grandmother twice, divorced her twice,
Mm.
and had babies. Every
With no
time he
social
divorced, her, had
media.
a baby with somebody else.
Or what
With
about
the
that
same lady.
aspect
Same
of it?
lady. Not even somebody's the same lady. The two same ladies. Excuse me.
But what about that aspect of it? What about when you break up with somebody and what happens when you break up with somebody? Are they
back and
supposed to
have sex?
apologize to you via social media? Like, are they supposed to make a public
My
apology?
relationship is
Why?
not social
No.
media. Why
Who
the fuck
said that?
No.
So leave me the
No.
fuck alone.
No.
What the fuck you mean?
No, delete
No.
my number.
No.
Who apologized for what?
For what? But why though?
There are some so that happens. Like I've seen it. I've seen
but
it
I
on
only
social
seen that with
media.
like
Like
celebrities and
the
shit. I ain't seen that
videos,
with regular
celebrity,
people.
yeah, but
oh, see,
regular
I've seen it
people.
with regular people.
We
where
in
a
a
regular
social
guy will come
relationship.
on and he'll okay. So it
Oh,
happens to me.
okay, no. Yeah.
Okay, no, it's all right. Go ahead.
Yes, girl.
Live your
I'm
truth.
like, I
Come
ain't
on, I never
see
see
it.
it.
It happened
your
to
truth.
me, and the person tried to apologize via social media, and I was just like,
I think my ex did that one
okay,
time.
but what it didn't mean
Are you
shit
showing
to me.
out?
That
Is
shit
that
don't
like-
mean nothing
is
to
that
me.
the
Did
question
you
that
come
came
to
up?
me
But that was
and
my
tell me?
thing. It was kind of like, why?
So
Why
he didn't
are
come
you
to
putting
you.
it on social media?
He didn't come to you at all. He just went through social media and did it.
You think he did it for whatever the circumstance was?
I think he did it to cover his ass with the mutual friends we have. Because then it turned into,
Oh, yeah.
why would you do that to Jazz? She's a great person, blah, blah, all of that. So then it's like, oh, let me do this publicly so everybody sees that I'm really sorry. And I feel like social media has gotten us to a place where nothing is private anymore. Like, I didn't need that.
Do you think it helped?
No, we ain't together.
All right.
So,
No, just a question because sometimes
No.
I think no. I think you bring up a good point because I think some people want the public apology, want the public like, oh, this is my thing and da 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 da. But
Yeah.
does it really help? Like, does it say that we're communicating better? Are we going to change things? Are we going to grow different? If
I
it's
don't
not,
think
then what's the
so
point?
because I feel like unless the person cut off, so the person cheated, and unless the person cut off the other person they were cheating with,
right.
it doesn't matter because that person is always there. Like that
Yeah.
person probably saw the apology and was like, "Oh, this nigga ain't shit."
Because we were just together yesterday. or
right,
something,
exactly.
yeah.
So for me, it doesn't matter, and it's social media just has opened the door for so much bullshit to be accepted, allowed, easily accessible. You know, so I don't know. It's very interesting when it comes to the whole dating aspect. Or you have friends. I had a friend one time, somebody I was dating. This is the same person with the public apology. It was all a part of the cheating. I was on my way to work. I'll never forget it. It's like 7-something in the morning. This is one of my best friends from college. And she screenshotted. He was on a dating website. And I took the picture that was his profile picture. Like we were at a wedding together. He
Trash.
posted the
You're
picture.
trash, my guy. You're
And so
trash.
now,
Like,
of
what?
course, I confront him about it. And he tells me like, oh, well, it's linked to my Facebook. So if I change my Facebook picture, it automatically changes that profile picture. You must have thought I was born yesterday.
Right.
You must have thought I was
You
stupid.
think I'm stupid?
You
He
must
thought you
have.
was stupid.
But you on a whole dating app, my man. Like, and that's the shit that kills me. The world is big, but it's really small.
It's really
Yeah.
small.
So I don't know why people think they're not gonna get caught with the bullshit. How?
Because you brought up the dating app. My friend was like, because I think I think she's on Tinder, and she was just like, you can get people within your area. And then she saw my boss on there, saw people from the 7th floor, 6th floor, and I was just like, I was like, why are you even on the location while you're at work?
But did you see that?
Yeah.
Why?
Did you ever hear that old group that they had? It was like Sisters, This Your Man.
Oh yes, the sisters,
Yeah.
this your man.
My
group.
ex was in there, by the way.
That was crazy.
Yeah, like they were dead.
Yo, not for
post
nothing. I gotta
fans.
pat myself on the back because
Dude.
I got the best not pick a nigga who belonged to somebody else's radar. You understand? Like I picked some of the best. They mine. They be mine. A few of them be 7, but they be all mine.
Yeah, that group was crazy. And it
Nah,
was
that shit
a
was
lot-
sad, y'all.
A lot of men was getting posted.
Not
in
only
there.
that, it was ill because then you had the idea of a lot of down low brothers.
Oh wait,
Man,
did you see that
exposed
shit with it?
also.
This guy somebody put his sex tape out. He was married
Yeah.
with his family.
Yeah.
And they put a sex tape with
I
his
know.
dude
I
out
think.
in the group.
How about there's another
Oh,
one
I
I
saw
seen
that.
going around where the guy was having sex in the subway. Did y'all see that one?
No.
He's fucking a nigga in the fucking subway.
He
In our
married?
subway. He ain't married. He had a baby though.
Oh no, this dude was married.
But
with
what
his
about?
family.
But what about social media when it's an emergency and people rather pull out their phones than help?
Now that shit with that old lady, I don't know the backstory.
The bitch who
behind
got
it
kicked in her
or why
face.
he
The bitch.
kicked
I'm
her.
sorry, grandma. Not the
Yeah.
bitch. I'm a little
The lady, they had the phone. I don't know what grandma
Sorry,
did
grandma.
to that
Grandma
man.
ain't do shit
She
to
ain't
get
do
kicked in the
nothing.
He was
face.
kicked in the face.
And then when they arrested the
Yo.
boy, he said he was just having a hard time. Like he's married with kids. Like he got a nice ass house. He was just bugging. Like you can't just see the problem is that also goes back to mental health.
Yes.
All these people walking around, but how you just slap the shit out of grandma for no
He
reason?
ain't slept. He kicked her.
He
multiple
originally
times.
he originally said that she threatened him with a knife.
or
Like his fiance
his
said
kid or
that.
somebody or daughter, like a child.
She's like 80, bro.
That's what he said
Yeah.
first. Like she threatened somebody that was with him. But from what I see, he was alone.
by
He was
himself.
alone.
He was by himself.
But the people that was holding the phone,
I'm not
was
with
my
that.
issue.
I'm not. But also, I go back to y'all need to raise y'all kids correctly. I may not have no children, but a lot of from children, I don't know what y'all doing out there, but we got to get into that. Did y'all also see the little boy get chased down and murdered on
Yes,
camera?
I did, and it was like nine of them.
So the ages went from maybe, I guess, 19 to 29. So that big ass 29-year-old boy, I hope they wash your ass up in jail. You big, stupid mother. Like, what is wrong with you? The boy, his little chubby self, he trying to run down the block. He got slippers on and shit. The boy can't hop the gate. At one point,
Got caught.
why do 10 of y'all need to chase anybody? We're in the name of being a thug or, I don't know whatever the fuck y'all be talking about. Says that you need 10 people need to shoot one person.
Yeah.
Because when the cops pull up on those same guys, when the cops surround those same guys with 4 squad cars, with 8 extra men, they fear for their life and they feel like it's an injustice. But when is accountability coming to anything that we do anymore?
Right.
At a time, black people love to talk about things, but only partially. I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
We need to talk about the whole conversation that makes you
Absolutely.
uncomfortable. Like your social media controls you, right? So much that I feel like I'm an alien. Like, how do y'all
That little
rely
girl
on
got
this shit
beat up,
so
too.
much?
So now let's talk about
the little 50.
let's talk about
It's a
that.
lot.
So that situation,
We can
that
talk about the
same
little girl.
situation with the dude, right? So I was watching it on the Pix11, like the Facebook page.
yeah.
When the story when they aired the story.
transpiring.
So I'm watching the comments and if somebody comes in the comments and was like, "Oh, I know the family personally. My condolences. Put the mother's name in it. If you need anything, let
Oh
me
my
know."
God.
Now, if you really know the mother and you know the family,
Why don't you call her?
Why that's some personal shit. Why did you have to come on the Pix11? Because you wanted all of us to know, because you're clout chasing now. You wanted all of us to know that you knew the family and that you know them. But you can't know people that personally if you don't have the contact information. Even if it's Facebook, slide into mom's DMs or something and be like, "Yo, I'm here for you. You need something." We didn't need that on that app. Like,
Because you know what? When you tag her, now everyone's gonna attack his mother. She can't even grieve for her own son.
Yeah.
Her son's whole life in fucking 30 seconds.
and it's really crazy. Like that, the footage of that was just, it was
I didn't see
appalling
it.
to me.
I didn't see it.
You didn't get to see him get shot because it was a gate there, but
I
you
didn't
see
see
the
it.
guy reach over with the gun, which is really, really.
You saw the young guy. I think he was 19. He just moved into the neighborhood, and it was like a complex. And he went to the guy's door, the neighbor's door, at 12 o'clock at night, and he thought it was at his house. Turned out the guy came out, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I'm at the wrong house." The guy shoots him. He's running away from the man. And the guy, he's like, nah, you at the right house. You at the right house. And shoots the boy.
Wow.
He tried to lie and say it was self-defense, but he was behind the guy running down the thing.
But I will say that also, social media has actually shown me there are a lot more of us that have mental health issues than we think and that we know. And when I love Facebook memories because it really shows my patterns of craziness.
Right.
Like it'll show me like.
Talk about that next week.
And then it'll even show like if I'm arguing with my daughter's father, it's like, okay, y'all argued around the same time last year. So okay, there's something triggering this time of year. So
I do love that. With the looking at it, I've been consistent. I've been woke for many years. I appreciate that the idea of me is actually what I think. Mm-hmm. You know how some people think about themselves and that shit is some bullshit? Nah, the idea I think of me is real. And I appreciate that because I have to make sure I maintain my authenticity. But that's within social media. So what I would like to say is that to all the people who maybe I've offended on social media who feel like, I don't know, I did something to them, my bad. I like real relationships, real things, talking to real people, seeing them, interacting with them. So when I come on social media, I'm really passing time at work. I'm not necessarily taking things as serious as other people. Like, I don't care about what y'all really commenting. Like, I don't care if your baby mother left you or like anything like that. Like, we could laugh and joke about it, but I'm just not here to bring any negativity. I'm only here for peace and love, crack a joke, and that's really it. It's nothing more I have to offer.
All right, ladies. So any final thoughts on social media?
No. Just stop letting it control you.
Yeah, don't let it control you.
It's social media. I don't take much of it personally.
You shouldn't.
And I know the difference between a fact and an opinion.
And stop trying to determine emotion from text. I don't give a fuck how grown y'all are. Adults forget that you're always offended before you see the message come. Remember in your head before the message shows up that you're offended by those words, that before the message was even sent, that you was offended before the conversation even started. Because you cannot hear what they're saying. They could be giggling. Everybody's not here to hurt you. So you got to learn to differentiate, really.
Yes. Well, all right, guys. So this was the second episode of She Would Know.
Yeah.
And as always, we will come back to you guys with our next episode, more juicy topics. Make sure you guys are following us on all social media.
And share.
At She Would Know on everything. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Share, comment, and things like that. And stay in the loop because we got some good things coming for you guys.
And please send your tea time letters in because we didn't have one this week. We would like a tea time letter.
Absolutely.
We would like multiple tea time letters.
So make sure you guys stay abreast of what's going on. And as always, I am Spazzy Jazzy.
I am Kim Cynthia.
I'm Pop.
Michelle's Bow.
And this is She Would Know.